Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the yet another session of GG APEC 7.0. Since morning, you are into the learning mode, and now we have come up with a very interesting session with our guest, and our guest is already there. So let us wish her good evening, Nirupma ma'am. How are you doing?
Good evening, ma'am.
Welcome you for the GEG Apex session on our channel. And today, Nirupma ma'am is going to take us through a very, very exciting session on how you can make mathematics learning interesting and exciting for your students using gamification in the classroom. This is the next session that is planned for the APEC day 1, that is 14 January. So let me introduce you to my team. My team is right now not here with us because they have their other engagements going on in their school since now we have shifted to the offline school. So we are also having our school. That is why I am going to moderate this session. So, welcome, dear audience, for the GEG APEC weekend session. And we are really grateful to all of you for connecting with us. I would like to state my heartiest welcome to Miss Panna Gandhi, who is the leader of GG Surat chapter, and she is also one of our team members in organizing these sessions. Then the leader for GEG Ghaziabad, Miss Mukta Sablok, she is also a very hardworking and dedicated GEG leader, Google certified trainer, founder and leader of GEG Ghaziabad. And here I am myself, Dr. Subedha Soti. I am the co-leader of GEG Ghaziabad, and we all are edtech enthusiasts, and that is why here we have decided to come up with yet another series of immersive learning for you through apex 7.0. And now it's time for the next session for the day, and I am just going to invite our guest for today, Nirupma Mahapatra ma'am, for taking the session forward and apprising our audience about how gamification in the classroom can be used to make mathematics lesson interesting and exciting. So over to you, Nirupma ma'am. The stage is all yours.
Hello everyone. So, dear educators, a big hello to everyone, all of you joining with us, and thank you all for joining and in a learning mode throughout the day. And also, my thanks goes to GG Ghaziabad and Surat team, as ma'am had already introduced the team and how they are really supporting. I mean, um, supporting in various fronts. I can say SDG 4. Yeah, so thanks for your support. So, ma'am, can I share my screen? May I?
Yes, ma'am. Please. Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Okay, just 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, ma'am, my screen is visible.
No, not right now.
Okay. I did share the entire screen. Okay. Just 1 moment. Just a minute. Hmm, share screen. Yeah, is it?
No, not right now, ma'am. I can't see your screen.
Mm, what happened? Okay, now I stopped sharing. Just a minute. Present share screen.
Please try, ma'am. If you are not able to share your screen, shall I share your slides from my end?
Hi, you can just let me try the last one. So what I'm doing
Yeah.
here, share screen. Uh, Two monitors, no. Share screen works. I think should I take a window or what? Just one moment. Let me try this one. No, I'm sharing the entire screen, so it should work,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, please try, ma'am.
It should work. So why it's not working?
I can see your window is open. You can switch over to that tab.
Yeah, is it
Yeah,
now?
switch over to the tab.
Slide is, yeah, it is there. Are you able to
Yes.
see my screen?
Yeah, now it is visible, ma'am.
Okay,
You
the
can
same thing I
just
was.
put it on slideshow mode.
Yeah. So the same thing I was doing. I don't know what.
Yeah. So let us begin with the session. Dear audience, sorry for the technical glitches. So now over to you, Nirupma
Yeah.
ma'am. Please begin the session. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you. Yeah, so here is my brief introduction. My name is Nirupama Mahapatra Das. So I'm co-leader of GEG Darjeeling, India, and I work as PGT Mathematics, and I'm also a Google for Education certified trainer, CBSE competency education, competency-based education in mathematics, item writing trainer, and I mean this is my brief introduction. And today's session is on gamification in learning, and specifically I'll be talking about mathematics. Yeah, so here is the session highlights in this way: gamification in teaching, learning, and mathematics. So I'll be covering like gamification in education in general, and why gamification in education, why it is very very relevant in 21st century, and what are the gamification elements. And whenever it comes to mathematics, I mean, what is gamification in mathematics, specifically how we can gamify our classrooms and how can we apply gamification in various contexts in mathematics. So because gamification in education, and even if we say mathematics, very you can say vast subject, vast area, and in 40-45 minutes time, of course it's not possible to cover everything, but at least we can take something from today's session. Yeah, so what is gamification in education, and why are we emphasizing this? Yeah, so what is gamification? Whenever we say gamification, it seems like no games, right? Games in learning. And whenever we talk about our classroom situations and time constraints, our syllabus, curriculum, everything, no, and various activities in the school. And I mean, do we have so much of time to, devote some time for games? Okay, games means games in the classroom. Okay, so obviously many of us might not agree from that point of view, but when here what we are talking about, gamification learning means how we can imbibe some tools. Okay, it may be activities, it may be art integrated learning, it may be hands-on practice, So for every topic, how we can really make make it so interesting, no? The students will not be knowing, okay, they with these activities, through these activities, through this gamification, they can learn and they can remember also. So here gamification is a group of activities and procedures that helps in understanding the concepts, and it creates interest in the classroom learning, and thus it ensures long term retention and application of the concepts. Because many times now, and most of us will, do agree, okay, even though before pandemic it was something else, and after pandemic, after 2.5 years of not staying at home and no coming back to school, so it's really very very difficult to for the students, if I talk about attention span and written work, and also like not to being very focused in the classroom. Okay, so most of us are facing the, throughout, whether we are in India or outside, any other country. So this is the common problem most of us as educators we are facing. So then, know why gamification? So here you see, gamification games have the power to transform tedious tasks into engaging, pleasurable activities. So gamification is so effective in learning for both children and adults because the learner forgets they are working and instead feels they are playing. So that is one of the attributes, you can say, why gamification in education is very very essential. Okay, and because if in one of the workshops, no, so somebody is just talking, and they just know how long we can listen. And from first period to eighth period or seventh period, the students are sitting and not everyone is coming and talking, whatever subjects we may be teaching. So it's, of course, it's not very good experience for the kids. Okay, so that's why gamification is so essential. And also games can help break off or lectures monotony and get students more engaged in the material. So whichever topic, whichever subject we may be teaching, so games can also be used as a form of assessment to see how well students understand the concepts being taught. So basically, that's why gamification in education is so essential in today's thing. And in one of the reports from one of the international journals, here I have given the source, why gamification in education, that 91% of students believe that gamification helps improve the learning experience. 97% of the teachers agree that playing game stimulates curiosity in learning. 79% of students think that gamification helps them engage with the material. 73% of teachers believe that game based learning contributed to problem solving skills development. Okay, so this is one of the reports. As per the survey report, this is the fact. So it means we can be convinced gamification in education is a very, very essential, factor. Yeah, so now here, why gamification in mathematics? Okay, so and again here, no, all of us agree, all of us, if maths teachers are here, so all the 100%, I can say, all of us agree to the fact that most of the students know they struggle in understanding mathematical concepts and relate the topics in a real life situation. Okay, so there may be some students, they may be very fond of the subject, they can be, but maximum students in the classroom, no, they do not like all the topics. Okay, so because I teach 11th and 12th standard, whenever I teach trigonometry specifically to class 11 students, no, the first question they ask, why should we study this, and where do we use it, what is the relevance of trigonometry in real life situation. Okay, and so I'm sure most of you might be facing some, some point or the other, no, such questions in some topics. And like even if in secondary classes, when lots of geometry topics are there, so then why are we studying so much of geometry? Yeah, and any topic for that, I mean, point of view. So here, yeah. So whenever we are facing so much of, we can say, the students' queries, why are we studying this subject? Why we are studying this topic, that topic, and of course, we have to teach them, right? But again, we know for what reason. I mean, these topics they have to study. Okay. Now here, gamification has become an increasingly popular method for teaching various subjects, and mathematics is not exception, right? So the basic premise of gamification is to take the core elements of games such as competition, rewards, and challenges. Okay, and we can apply to, I mean, those can be applied to other areas to make them more engaging. So as I said, specifically whenever we talk about mathematics, though many students really they struggle to, to cope up with the subject. And so then, as mathematics educators know, it's our challenge how to make the subject interesting. Okay. And of late, what I have been observing, like, no, even if up to 10th standard they have to study maths. Okay, they have not much choice. Most of the students know, they plan, okay, after 10th standard they will not be studying maths, and you can see the ratio, the dropping of mathematics students in class 11th and 12th, again in higher education. So it is because somehow know that gap is being created, and the students feel, okay, it's not of their use, and without maths life can be much more easier. Okay. So gamification in mathematics classroom is, I mean, more important, I can say, than other subjects, because we really have to create interest. We really have to convince. The students need to be convinced. So it is part of everyday life, and I mean, whatever they want to do. I mean, without mathematics, maybe the task cannot be fulfilled. Okay, so the gamification in mathematics classroom can be a solution to resolve such issues and students' queries, or you can say lack of interest to resolve such issues. Mathematics, gamification in mathematics is more essential. So gamification is basically a necessary, activity or necessary, you can say, action we can take in 21st century classrooms, and it really can improve students attention span, and they can really be more engaged, and it really can improve the concentration. It can improve the, you can say, curiosity, and more than anything else, no, they feel like, no, it's part of their life, so they can use mathematics in their daily life. Okay. So we can, yeah, so gamification elements basically we can divide into three categories. One is action, creativity, immersion. So we can select activities based on our students' needs and learning skills, challenge them with various questions and prompts. So here I can give an example. Suppose one of the concepts, no, tessellation. So tessellation, how it can be implemented starting from primary till higher classes. So in primary, tessellation is one of the concepts, basically the pattern without break or gap. Okay, so whenever we are looking at any design, and any, you can say, flooring in the flooring in the, I mean, buildings, houses, any monumental places. So we love the flooring, I mean, design of the flooring. At the same time, no, if there is any gap, so in between marbles, so obviously that is not required, and you can say it's, uh, you can say it's not a good flooring. Okay, seepage and other problems will crop up. So tessellation is, you can say, whenever we introduce tessellation in the lower classes, in primary classes, so we can introduce that topic as a design. Okay, the students can be fascinated about the design, and whenever they visit any monumental places or any yeah the they really can see, okay, this is a design we have studied as a tessellation. Okay, so now but whenever they come to secondary classes, then they can see, okay, the same tessellation concept will be there. Then how the polygons can tessellate? Can all the regular polygons be tessellated? Yeah, so then the test lesson concept combined with geometry. Okay, so that thing they will be coming to know. And again, doing some research work, even more higher classes, no, the test lesson can basically solve lots of issues like no, in minimum space, how to utilize the space in maximizing the utility of space, like no slum housing society, how like no providing housing facilities to basically utilize the space. Okay, and so the same concept. So depending upon the students' needs and learning skills or levels, we can introduce. Okay, and similarly, whenever you, we teach them many design and patterns. So that is one of the. I thought this example can help in all the levels. And also, activities contain specific objectives for students to accomplish, so they will immerse themselves in unexpected situations or face unusual challenges. So whenever we are encouraging students for collaborative work or preparing some teaching models or or preparing something no which can be used, yeah, they can use some edtech tools. So obviously, whenever we give any tasks to them, no, students are very much excited to do such things whenever we give them ownership. And uh, and every activity, it contains specific objective, right? So that students are really excited to accomplish those objectives. And in between, in case they face any challenge, so obviously they don't give up in between. So it forces them to think outside the box. Okay, so that is one way of why gamification, it really helps students to, encourage thinking outside the box. Explore learning content to expand students horizons. May they know some of the elements we can use, like make use of images, videos, okay, charts, okay, etc., to amplify the process of learning, and of course retaining the information. So now here the question is how to gamify our classrooms. Now the classrooms, we as teachers, we have been exploring lots of things. I think I'm sure any good teacher might be thinking how to encourage and how to motivate or how to give his or her best in the classroom, so that no, whatever we are teaching, no, it should be meaningful and the students can really learn in a great way. So I can give some of the examples. It can be applied to any other, any you can say not only mathematics but any other subjects. Here it's like no, making our classroom classes meaningful by giving concrete real life examples. So here again, all the examples maybe will be from mathematics only, because I mean teach mathematics the maybe. So I'll be talking about mathematics examples only. So making our classes meaningful by giving concrete and real life examples. So here whenever we talk about real life examples, yeah, so one in the beginning I said students do ask the question ki, why are we studying trigonometry? So we may give them theoretical knowledge like no, yeah, trigonometry you are studying because okay, it is used in architecture, it is used in some pattern, something, lots of examples we can give which are given in the book. And another example may be how to really, I'll be showing one, in the end maybe I can show it. So how to make very this thing. So yeah, so recently one podcast I have made, like trigonometry is a way of life. So trigonometry is as a way of life in a sense, every moment know how we are breathing trigonometry. So because whenever we are teaching them periodicity of the functions, okay, and you can say the student who is you can say fond of music, then we can give okay all the musical notes, no. So it follows the definite pattern, okay, which is very similar to some trigonometric patterns. Okay, how the study of trigonometry can help in research work in forming musical notes. A breathing cycle also that follows trigonometric curve, sinusoidal curve. So the basic, linking that trigonometry with our day-to-day life, apart from that building and architecture, etc. And similarly, in lower classes like profit and loss, whenever we are teaching junior students no profit and loss, so how we can encourage the students to frame their own question. Okay, whenever the student frame their own question, they really go dive into the topic. Okay, and the profit loss is such a real life situation questions, simple and compound interest. Okay, so starting from the primary classes, yeah, primary and middle classes, simple and compound interest, and how we can link like no money lending, borrowing, and no how the banks work, how the saving account, how we get, I mean, interest. So everything, no. So we really can teach in that way. So real life examples, and even if no, in higher classes nowadays, applied mathematics is also there. 11th and 12th standard students are studying. So simple and compound interest, that is one of the topics. Annuity, one of the topics in applied mathematics also. And at this stage, class 11th, students can really understand yeah, so this concept very well, because they're quite matured and they know profit sorry simple and compound interest. So whenever they study, they know stock market, and well, various examples, real life situation they can understand. So basically, relating those things, making our classes meaningful by giving concrete and real life examples, or maybe doing some survey work or some practical project work on this. And secondly, creativity and engagement. Yeah, so creativity engagement, it has no limits, in fact. Okay, so it can be applied in any level. Okay, starting from nursery, kg, till you can say, I mean, we can talk about school students, so till 12th standard. So creativity and engagement, so lots of elements like you can say gamification tools are available. Canva is one of them, and Google Drawing, and yes, so lots of other things are there. And hands-on activities, students love to do hands-on activities. Yeah, so use of teaching aids, charts, visuals, models, yeah, and learning from nature, like no shapes, pattern. This lesson I mean gave the example. And if you want like sequence, when the students study 11th and 12th standard, we can give them this project. And in secondary classes, congruence of triangles, congruence figures, similarity, yeah, role play and podcast, dramatization of any subject. So that is also very fruitful, gamifying our classrooms. Okay, because when the student is learning something through role play, he or she will never forget that concept. Yeah, suppose for example number system, so starting from natural number till complex number. So if it can be like no dramatizing the whole concepts and in various stages, no, the student can, it really can help the students to I mean go through the whole number system. What is, I mean, why this number system every time, no, why, suppose what is the insufficiency, inadequacy in natural numbers, so that integers came, then inadequacy of integers, then rational numbers, so like that. Okay, so we can gamify our classroom in lots of this creative way. And also just I'll take some more examples. Yeah, so now here applying gamification in various contexts in mathematics. Here you see there are, we can talk about like no, I can talk about online, offline, and hybrid classes. Okay, because we are quite familiar with online classes for 2 years, offline classes, now we are back to offline classes, yeah, physical classes, and even if hybrid classes. So some these tools can be used in all sorts of classes, you can say. So one such is GeoGebra. This is one of the dynamic geometry software. It really helps in I mean the students to understand various geometrical facts. Okay, suppose for example sum of um, three angles of a triangle is 180-degree. Okay, so triangle can be various shape. The student really can go, I mean, using this GeoGebra, now student can explore. Okay, we can show them, we can teach them, but they themselves can explore various facts. the same tool GeoGebra. So whenever class 11th and 12th standard, when they are studying functions, finding domain and range, maybe in various ways, the graph is given, the function graph of the function given. By looking at the graph of the function, they can explore, they can find out domain range. Yeah, in class 10th they can find zeros of the polynomial. So whatever it really has just we really have to let the students explore these facts using these tools. Canva for education, like how they can using various infographics, various tools, using we can use for this for mind creating mind map, okay, and mood boards. And again, we can encourage students to involve themselves doing the same. So Google tools, not to say, because most of you are aware of this, Google Slides, Docs, Spreadsheets can be a very good tool for studying statistics, data analysis. And Google Drawings. Yeah, quizzes is another tool which really can we can get whatever we have taught, whether students understood or not, okay, and engaging them in interactive quizzes. Yeah, so that is really helpful. So these are some of the tools we can use for gamifying the mathematics classroom. And as I said, we are back to offline classes. So here, using charts, models, hands-on activities, in-person quiz competition, group discussion on mathematical topics, skits, role play, maths race. Another maths race can be good, for junior students. And posing situation based questions. So nowadays, case based questions are there, right? So case based questions, maybe we are talking about this from 9 to 12 standard. But posing situation based questions or case based questions starting from the beginning. Okay, so as per the level of the students, no, level of the grades, you can say, posing situation based questions really can the students making the mathematics very practical, basically. And using games, so games like you can say Sudoku, maybe in the, yeah, so all of us know, no, the students learning multiplication tables, no, it's a great challenge in primary classes. Okay, so if we can create some rhythm, like for example, any action based, suppose for game based ding dong ping pong, something like that, no, so they can really, it can really create a hilarious atmosphere in the classroom, and students can learn the tables very you can say fun way. So Sudoku, Rubik cube, so all these are no lots of activities, even if in physical classes we can utilize. So dramatization of certain concepts, okay, like profit and loss, again that simple compound interest, permutation, combination, number system, okay, and anything and everything, I think we can do it, right? Encouraging students to frame their own questions. So this is one of the ideas we can take, encouraging students to frame their own questions. Okay, so at least no, they can the art of framing questions. Okay, answering the question is one way, but framing their own questions will really help them to understand the concept. Yeah, so in mathematics classroom, some of the activities we can very easily we can use, because whenever we are, as I said, gamification is not a very big thing, but consciously we have to plan and we have to apply, and it's not wastage of time also. Okay, because the concept which theoretically it may take longer time to for the students to uh, understand and remember and apply. So through activity based, through gamification, the concepts can be understood a very easy practical way. So one of the activities, yeah, so it's basically graph. So graph means, so I have taken all cases, if it is physical class, normal classroom, so we can say, we do not have access to any online tools. In that case, simply using graph paper. Okay, so here the students can sketch it graph, and then we can pose different questions. So in case little bit any tools are available to us in the classroom. Okay, So here tools means, I mean here it may be Desmos or GeoGebra. So here maybe like this, using x and y intercepts. So we can, yeah, graph the following equation. So here the mathematical concept will come like this. So the children can use only x and y intercepts, then they can draw the graph. Okay. So this mathematical concept, and at the same time we are adding here also add background. So adding background will be done by through, of course, here, yeah, adding background, it can be a bit creativity. So you find it like, no, so this one maybe answer will be same, but here adding background we can encourage creativity from the students. And so again the similar activity using GeoGebra, sketching the graph of various functions. So they can explore the working of GeoGebra, they can sketch the graph of various functions. And in case we are giving some graphs, then we can ask them determine zeros of the polynomial, yeah, finding domain and range of the functions depending upon the classes. Okay, so in that case, no, basically engaging and involving the students, and they really can think. And of course there may be some questions we can gradually that level of the changing the level of questions gradually. Okay. And also using interactive quiz sessions using various edtech tools or in person depending upon the mode of teaching. Okay, so that is, these are some of the you can say elements we can use in the classroom. And here I will be showing some elements I have actually used in my classrooms. And just, okay, so one, yeah, so this is done by my students. What is the wrong? Okay, so one of the topics I've given them for a presentation, and it was a collaborative work group activity. So just I'm showing. So here they have that presentation of, I mean, slides they have submitted, but actually they have shown this through, I mean, by using GeoGebra, which was really very interesting. And yeah, so the 5 students they have done this one topic, and so they really went through the topic very detailed way. And okay, so then no, lots of practical applicability. So these things they here, yeah, they have used this image here, but this actually they explain through GeoGebra using that geometric software. Okay, you can see here the students activity. So we can encourage yeah, so these things they could explain this through GeoGebra activity, GeoGebra only. Yeah, so here, so basically studying the concepts and uh, yeah, analyzing the working rule, and also collaborative work. Okay, and practical applications. So this is my students work. And another one, trigonometry, which students really they are scared of. Okay, so here this is one thing they have done through dramatization. Just, so how to eradicate maths phobia basically. So it is also students work. Okay, just let some moments, I'll just play it, not much. Yeah. So for so 1 minute or so I can show it, because otherwise I am not going to show you the whole thing. So basically, to remove trigonometric phobia from the students who are just beginning the trigonometry. So this is a skit made by the students only, and I think some network issue.
Ma'am, the videos are not audible.
Okay.
Yeah. Just check once. Maybe the audio is not shared. We are not able
Now
to hear.
I think some.
Or maybe due to the slow internet, the videos are
Maybe.
not loading. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, no, basically to make the trigonometry interesting, no, so they have included all the formula, or not exactly formula, it came from lots of things, and basically in the beginning of the skit, no, they have shown how a trigo can be interesting and how it is really useful in day-to-day life. Okay, and how the students, I mean, they're depicting the students who are really scared of trigonometry, just to create interest. So that is the all about this activity. And also on probability, one of the activities this I have shown to just explain conditional probability. So using the pair of dice. So this is basically lots of activities, not very difficult activities, but simple activities we can show through this using a pair of dice. And this activity can be done so both online, offline. Okay, so in case of this thing, like materials required: white paper sheet, pencil, scale, and pair of dice. Okay, it's one of the, I mean, probability classes. So conditional probability in class 12th. So through this activity, how conditional probability concept can be simplified. Okay, and so like so there are many activities, and this periodicity of trigo functions. So it's my podcast, in fact, and in the beginning, lots of introduction. I'm not opening it, and I have submitted this to CBSE. So so basically to explain periodicity of the functions, and even know using the chart, and simple chart activities can be done through visuals. So what we can this is one of the activities. So simply using chart paper, it can be done. The students can, the various Venn diagrams. So whenever we give such activities to students, no, and of course they understand. They study the why the shading should be done like this or this, so like this. Okay. So basically, so lots of activities without it doesn't need much time. Okay, whenever we introduce any concept in the beginning of the class, and when, I mean, depending upon our schedule, we can do that, so that no, the teaching can be more meaningful. And you can give some activities to students also, like how they can do the activities collaboratively, in case we are giving them some work, and they can explore themselves also. So I have given such things for my students. Yeah. um, so any topic and every topic we can do. Okay, so it's not like no, few topics we can do activities, or few topics. So I'm talking about higher classes. Okay, but in even primary classes also, as I've given some of the topics, like no, role play, everything we can do. And so that we really have to think a bit, thinking out of the box, so that no, just yeah, where am I? Okay, so there are some of the activities I could actually, try to use in my classrooms. There are various, this thing. So I just thought, a few activities I can show. Yeah. And here the test lesson I was talking about, this is example of test lesson in junior classes. We may show like this, okay, and lots of other designs. And in higher classes, we can show how this is what the geometrical, I mean, um, geometrical concept used involved here. And are all the polygons can be tessellated or very few, and so those things students can explore, they can know, okay. And it's not about only the primary sections, it may be a design. In senior classes it will be an activity using geometrical facts, okay. And more higher classes know, like using 3D models, and everything can the students really can understand. And this is one of the this for 11th standard. So maybe this is for junior classes. And using teaching models we can, so because students really find very difficult to identifying octants in 3D geometry, specifically in class 11th. So then this the teaching model can be prepared here. And here this is a math race for the junior students. So the basically lots of things we can do, okay. Only thing we really have to have, like, no, are we fond of our subject, are we passionate about our subject, okay. If we are, if yes, then we can make our student passionate about this. Okay, we can transmit our passion to our students, okay. It will be transmitted, okay. So I think, um, I mean, all of us can do this. Yeah. So any question? So please free to ask.
Yeah, dear audience, if you want to ask any questions related to the session or anything you would like to ask from Nirupma ma'am, you can please post your questions in the chat. So, Nirupma ma'am, it was a very, very engaging session, and rightly, the examples you have shown, I can say that whether you have talked about games or you have talked about gamification, both the things are really required, and it is need of the hour in 21st century. And both games and gamification will be able to increase the engagement and motivate the students, which we can see it's lacking, especially after COVID-19, where there was a gap and a barrier of education for 2 years. Now students are lacking the concentration. They are not able to sit for 8 hours in the classroom. They want different live experiences. So very nicely you have given the toolkit to our audience today, that how they can make the experiences of the students to coming to school meaningful, and how they can attract them to play and learn simultaneously. As ma'am has rightly shared that lot of students drop out maths after class 10th. They are very afraid of mathematics, and they try to drop out. But really ma'am has made us realize the importance of mathematics in our day-to-day learning. And if you relate the education of mathematics with daily life, then students will not be afraid of this subject, and they will be really looking forward to learning mathematics as a subject. So thank you, Nirupma ma'am. I can't see any questions. I think you have explained it so nicely that audience are really overwhelmed, and there are no questions, but there are a lot of appreciations for you, your session, and students. And Prithima ma'am has also written that students are doing really well in her mathematics class because of the GeoGebra which you have taught in your previous sessions. So there is a compliment for you that I would like to give
Thank
to
you.
you. Another compliment ma'am has Prithima ma'am has given for the maths race. She really liked that example, and definitely she is looking forward to implement these gamified experience for her students in the classroom. So once again, I would like to say thank you from bottom of my heart for accepting our invitation to be our resource person and talking about gamification in the classroom. And bye bye, audience. Thank you for joining us for this
Thank
session.
you.
And after 10 minutes, we will be waiting for you to join next session. Thank you, Nirupma ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
See you. in the next session.